What's up gamers, how we doing today? I'm excited to make this video. We've got some new content on the FatalZ PVE sci-fi server and it is juicy. You're going to want to check it out. This is filling a gap between the beginning stages of gameplay and end gameplay. This is great mid-level gameplay in the FatalZ progression system and you're going to want to check this out to help you make some more money every day. Consider this video a part 1 in a 2-part series. Next I will be doing the Dino Island video and releasing them both at the same time so those of you interested can binge these back to back. First things first, if you've been looting, you're going to want to go sell and clear your inventory as much as possible. You're going to need all the room you can get to carry out as much of the loot as you can get. You should be going out with full pockets, if not overflowing, depending on the inventory space of your gear and outfit. We also highly recommend trying to avoid excessive amounts of loose stacks of ammo. If you've got more than 5 or 10 loose stacks of ammo, that can add to you lagging out on bigger content things, so try to have full mags versus loose stacks. You're definitely going to want to bring meds because you are going to get cut frequently and you are going to bleed, and it's going to be clutch to have those on hand. If not, you're probably just signing up for a quick death. In my opinion, vanilla bandages aren't going to cut it here. You're going to want at least FatalZ bandages, or even better, the super heal bandages, which heal multiple cuts at one time, as well as replenishing up to 10 HP and giving a pain med effect. I also never pass up looting an A12 medkit when I find them. These are fantastic. They are a one-use item that will heal 2 bleeds, restore 5 HP, give painkiller effect and disinfection. I highly recommend carrying at least 1 if not 2 FatalZ medkits at all times. These are amazing. I have this hotbarred. Heals up to 2 cuts, up to 25 HP points, and applies a saline bag effect. Each FatalZ medkit gives you 5 uses. As for replenishing your blood, while you could take in your standard vanilla saline bags, I highly recommend to avoid that. Get yourself a green biohazard injector for 1 million at the black market trader. These are definitely worth it. These are about 50 blood bags worth in 1 vial, and if you happen to find a yellow biohazard vial, you can combine it with one of these injectors and it literally doubles from 50 to 100 bags worth, and trust me, you're gonna need a lot. As far as armor goes, I don't know if you could really tackle this with half armor. You're gonna want a full black market armor suit. These solo islands were designed and tested so that anyone who has earned the 2.5 kill reward armor could run this and start making profit and getting into the fun content. Now that your inventory is clear, you've got full mags, lots of ammo, and you've got the armor you need, it's time to start the show. It's a good idea to ask in chat, or if you see an admin, to double check if anyone is running the island. You don't want to fly out while someone's mid-run and lag them out and cause their run to be scuffed. If it's available, fly out and land on the helipad. Landing anywhere else on the island or deploying your helicopter on the island at any time will probably get you in some hot water. Once you hop out, be sure to type in the global in-game chat, "Claim Solo Bear Island." Abbreviations are not accepted. Just remember, once you start, you are not allowed to leave the island unless you type forfeit and get an admin's assistance to make sure everything's cleaned up when you leave. It's also important to note that you are not allowed to run back out to a helicopter to stash any pelts. If you don't have the room in your inventory, you have to know which ones are more valuable and leave the lower value ones behind. Just make sure you let an admin know in the chat if you do have to leave any on the ground. I believe there are 8 total triggers on Bear Solo. I will confirm that before final edit. These triggers are located roughly in the middle stretch of the island and are probably pretty close to where they would be on the big island. It's going to take experience for you to pinpoint the exact locations. Now, the key to successfully getting through these triggers is being aware of where the dragon's teeth and the shipping containers are around you at all times. You're going to need to work them a lot. As you get good, gamer, you will develop your own strategies, and if you ever do, come back to the video and leave a comment with what you think works best. My first move would be to immediately head to the nearest set of dragon's teeth and start running around inside of them, obviously getting off shots when you can, but don't be afraid to immediately relocate if you're starting to take hits. Once you've taken a cut or two, I would make my way over to one of the shipping containers and get on top. You're not allowed to climb on top of the dragon's teeth, but you are allowed to climb on the shipping containers. They can still get up there, but it gives you a little bit more of a chance to get that heal off than sitting in the dragon's teeth and getting bashed around. around. Another key note is you need to be very aware of your blood level. I know that this server's stat, or the HUD, if you will, has a different display than most other servers. You have 5,000 blood count, but that's deceiving because you will die once you hit 2,500 or below. It acts like real life, where once you lose half your blood and all of your blood pressure, it's literally over. So make sure you don't get anywhere near 2,500 blood if you can avoid it. Keep that blood topped off at all times as possible. Another pro tip, if you're newer and haven't experienced any of the other content in previous wipes, it is normal to panic a little bit and run around, but whatever you do, for the love of all that is FatalZ, do not run farther down the island. If you accidentally set off a second or third or fourth trigger, that's it. It's almost guaranteed you'll have to forfeit, which there's no shame in that. If that does happen, just say forfeit in the chat and admin will come over and clean things up. You will have to cough up any pelts you've harvested up to that point. However, it will not count against you for your 2 runs. It will be just considered a mulligan, and you will be welcome to run it back again once the triggers have reset after 45 minutes. The final trigger is a few of the target boss bears that you'd find on normal Bear Island. These guys are slow, but don't let them get too close. It's almost a guaranteed knockout. So definitely use those Lambo feeties. Feel free to run around, get some distance, and put shots on them. That's the best way to take those guys out. On the bigger content islands for Bear and Dino, there are teleporters at the end of the map that bring you back to the helipad. We do not have those at this time on solo. They may be installed at some point. For now, it is acceptable to run up one side of the fencing on the inside to get back to the gate and get down the ramp. You are not allowed to do that during your run, but you are allowed to leave that way for now until a teleporter is placed. Don't forget to claim in Discord in the Solo Bear Island section that you have completed the run, so that we can all keep track and make sure everyone is playing fair with their 2 runs. I like to make a good habit of doing that at the helipad before I even leave the island. If you're able to get out with all the pelts, you should be somewhere around a final total of over 3 million per run, which turns out pretty nice. Hope this little strategy guide was helpful and loaded you up with all the tips you need to succeed. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It'll help the channel and helps bring some new homies into the server, so it's a win-win. I want to give a huge shout out to our fantastic admin Rick, who I asked to help me with the thumbnails for these videos. He is a talented just mother trucker. I love this guy to death. Be sure to thank him for his hilarious thumbnail for the video. Stay tuned for part 2, which will be Dino Island. That will be a shorter video, and you will need to know the med and all that stuff from this video. So yeah, anyway, thanks you guys, and safe travels.